Hey everybody, Scout Crafty here again, midweek Wednesday. Hope your holidays are going good. We got a few things to talk about today. First thing I want to do is went over my sister's house for Christmas, and I saw a lamp that used to belong to my mother that my sister got when my mom passed away, and that was in my house for a long time. Check out this lamp. It's a water wheel that was built by somebody years ago. And you can see how this works. It's actually a working water wheel, and it has a beautiful sound to it, very relaxing because you can hear the water splashing. Very nice lamp, and my sister got it working again. Also, my sister bought for her nephew, check this out, an old ticker tape machine, original, circa about 1910. That's pretty interesting, huh? My nephew likes a lot of the old mechanical and vintage Art Deco, things like that, so it was a lot of fun being there. Speaking of Christmas gifts, I got something to show you. Let's check it out right now. Okay, next up, real quick, believe it or not, my girlfriend has been asking for an electric screw gun, an electric drill, obviously, but she calls it a screw gun. She wanted one of these for years, and I keep putting her off and saying, you don't want? She's like, I do. So, okay, this Christmas, it's called Be Careful What You Wish For, because I got it. Now, I'm looking around for one for her. You know, obviously, you're not going to get a DeWalt or Hitachi, one of those high-end ones. She'll never, but I wanted something lightweight, something, and this is perfect for a woman or somebody with smaller hands. Even with me, this has a good grip, and I got monster meaty hands. So, but a lightweight, 12-volt, lithium, which is nice. It's comfortable, ergonomic, very nice. I looked up a lot of reviews on this. It's a very good drill for what it is. And let me show you here. It's got the cordless chuck, obviously. It's got the adjustments on the back for some of you who don't know what this is. I'll go through it in a minute. And it's interesting. So I said, I plugged it in. I had to charge it anyway, took it out of the box. So I said, let's run it through some tests and see how it does. Again, this is the box. Comes with instruction manual, which is probably one of the worst instruction manuals I've ever seen. And I've seen quite a few. Besides having the multiple languages, which we all go through, it's just horrible. It's absolutely junk. I don't understand why. And I know they do this as kind of disclaimers, so that when they get sued, they could say, well, it's in the instructions not to keep your feet in water, whatever it might be. But just, so there's the instruction manual, sparse. Comes with a nice charger, and this charger, to operate that, you just push this button down, pops the battery out like this. You plug that in. When this goes on to here, like most chargers do now, clip that on, and it will blink green, or it'll be solid green when it's fully charged. And if it's in any of these reds, either a quick blinking or it tells you temperature problem or whatever the case may be. So it's a nice charger. So let's run it through some paces and see how it does. Now, I'm going through this for some of you guys. This is going to be very rudimentary, so bear with me, please. This, as some of you might know, when you see this this insignia over here, that's for drilling or for screwing into difficult area. That is a direct drive. And when you turn it this way, when you go from these numbers down, that engages the clutch, and I'll tell you what that is in a minute. So when you're going to drill, you put it on that drill insignia there, and now you have a keyless chuck. And how this works is, and they call it a keyless chuck because the old chucks needed a key to tighten it up on the drill bit. They were much stronger, much better, but these are much more convenient. So what happens is when you wanted to tighten down onto a drill, you'll see you spin it this way. You'll take your drill bit. Now, I prefer round shank drills. That's a drill with a round shank on the bottom. And if you place this in here like this and you tighten it up, and then if you just engage the drill a little bit and hold the collar, what will happen, it'll just tighten up on there. And that's what a keyless chuck does. And to loosen it, you put it into reverse by pushing this down. You grab this front end and you just give it a quick turn, and that loosens it. Very quick and easy. However, they're not as strong or as durable as the key chucks. Now, ever since they came out with this keyless design, it's imperative that a lot of times with your bigger drills, they have 3 flats put on to the bottom of your drill bit to correspond with the teeth here in your keyless chuck. So when you put this drill in here, what you have to do is you have to make sure that those teeth line up with the flats, okay? And when you do, this will spin true, okay? If you don't, it might wobble a little bit. That's, you know, for real beginners, that's a problem. Again, you put it into drive, grab it here, just give it a quick grab and let it spin. Now that's in there tight, and let's drill a little bit. Okay, you can see it's got plenty of torque for all you'll need for that. Does a nice job. It's 550 RPM, which is good because if it's too fast, it'll overheat your drill bit, the tip, and that's the quickest way to dull your bits. So if it's a little slower, it'll take you longer to get through, but it also saves you bits. So for 5, it's a perfect beginner drill. It's, like I said, it's lightweight, it's small, and let's see some other things we could do. Okay, next up, what she actually wanted this for driving screws. Let's talk about that. Now, if you notice here on the top, I was telling you, this is the drill. That's if you're going to use drill. That's a straight line through. This is where the clutch starts engaging, 10, and it goes down all the way to 1. And I'll show you what that means. Now, it comes with a screw driver bit here, a flat side and a number 2 Phillips on the other. What you do is you make sure it's open enough. Again, you want these flats to rest on the flats of the driver. Give it a quick, okay, so now it's tight. Now what we're going to do is we're going to drive the screws in here. I drilled 6 pre-drilled holes just lightly. And what I want to do is I'm going to leave it on 10. I'm going to show you how deep it goes, and then we'll work our way down, and I'll show you how that clutch works and how it engages so you can have different depths of screw. Now, did you hear that starting to click? It went flush. You see how nice that is? It went flush, but it started to click. The clutch kicked in at 10. Now let's go down to 8. We'll put one here, the second one with an 8. Okay, you see it clicked in much easier. Now we'll go to 6. Now what we're doing, it's slipping quicker the lower the number. Okay, now we'll go to 4. Okay. Now we'll go to 2. And then we'll go to 1. And you see how quickly it's slipping now, right? There we go. So now you see the depth here of this is 10, 8, 6. This is 4, 2, and 1. Now that's what that's for. So you could sink your screws in as to different depths that you want to. Many times people will just leave it on 10, which most of us are guilty of. We'll leave it on the screw here, and we'll just feather the, when we see it going in there. But sometimes you'll split the wood if you go, like this. I'm going to leave it on drill and show you how deep this will go just on drill. Okay, I just pre-drilled this hole. We're going to use this is just a drill, no clutch at all. See how deep it'll go. Look what happened. Split the wood. You see what I mean? That's why these come in so handy, the clutch. And that's why a lot of people don't use them, but if you got it, use it, know what it's for. Now, different drills have different chucks, and they all have their own little secrets and whatnot. But a lot of times you'll see that they tell you in the instructions, you're supposed to hold this rear collar here like this, and then you place the drill into here, and then you're supposed to tighten it up like this, and then tighten it against each other. And that's all well and good. But in the real world, you want to do it quick and easy. So to take it out, you grip it like this, you pull it out, and to put it in, it shouldn't take more than that. That's as quick as it should be, in and out. And if you're doing any kind of work, you're going to see how quickly you get away from putting the drill down and doing this by hand. But there's one other thing I want to talk about. A lot of drills, and a lot of people talk about this now, about locking the drills. Now, One thing that's one of the weaknesses of a keyless chuck is it doesn't like lateral movement. Now, when you have a regular chuck, a keyed chuck, when you tighten that down, that's in there solid. That'll be in there for years. But with a keyless chuck, although it does well with drilling and pushing forward, if you use lateral movement, like if you have a drum sander or have anything on there, a brush that's going to push laterally on the chuck, what happens is it can loosen up. And some people have noticed that even drill bits, if you're not pushing straight, if you wobble a little bit, it'll loosen up in the chuck. And they have a way on these chucks to lock in the chuck so it doesn't back off. And a lot of times it involves a click. So if you tighten up on the drill bit like this, let's say there was a drill bit in there and I tightened up on there, you listen for a click. Okay, you heard that click? Here, listen again. Okay, some drill chucks, you have to click the opposite way to lock it. Once that locks the chuck in there, then when you hit any lateral movement, it won't loosen up. Or if you're doing any reverse drilling or something like that. But that's what that click is for. But it'll automatically do it when you tighten up the chuck with a drill bit anyway. You can hear it here. Listen. You hear that click? It clicks anyway if you hold it with this particular drill. So certain chucks have their own idiosyncrasies, so to speak. And one other thing, as you know, I am a corded fan of corded drills. But you can see here a lot of times we would tighten up the drill the same way by putting a drill bit in here and engaging the drill. But with the key chuck, you have to use the key to get it tight. Now, believe it or not, the proper way to tighten down a key chuck is to take the key and tighten up each hole. There's 3 holes on a chuck usually. You tighten this one, you spin it, and you tighten this one here, and then you tighten the last one on the other side. Now, that is how you're supposed to tighten up any chuck, any key chuck, is you're supposed to go in all 3 holes. Nobody does it because usually one is enough to hold it for most jobs. However, if you are doing a difficult job like hammering in cement or using a hammer drill or something like that, a lot of times you should tighten all 3. And that'll give you a much more secure hold on it. If you tighten one, you get usually enough to do the job, but it's not as much as if you do 3. A lot of people didn't know that. Now, to go with the drill, I also got her a driver set that has a bunch of different adapters for drilling and driving. Again, she'll probably maybe use one, if that much, but interesting. And I got her a drill set to, if she wants to pre-drill a hole, whatever the case. And you know what's going to happen if I'm over there and I need to do something. Did you ever do this? You ever go over to somebody's house and they say, this is broken? And you go, I can help you. And you say, you got a screwdriver? And they say, what kind of screwdriver? Do you want the pointy one or the flat one? So, you know what's funny? You don't even correct them at that point. You don't even go Phillips. You just say, give me the pointy one. And then they come back with a screwdriver that looks like this. And you say, okay, you know what? Let me go to my car. I got something there. Now, of course, I also, besides just getting the drills and bits, I also got her this, which is the first time I'm opening it. Okay, we're doing this is a unboxing, they call it. Okay, this I think she's going to love, you know, because that's she's into that kind of stuff. Let me show you what this is here. Here's your adapter. This goes into your drill, right? Now, you take this and these things already have these quick release hex adapters on them. So you take it like this, you push it on, okay, so it just clips on. This one here is a Velcro, and it attaches to all these sponges you can see here. And once that's on there, you know, these are on there good. So you could, you know, use sponge with abrasive cleaners and things like that. Comes with 3 sponge, comes with 2 polishing pads, same thing, they just slap on. It comes with Scotch-Brite adapters, and these are real. This is here. This is the gray, the really cutting one, the red and the green, which is, again, we could use this for cleaning up tools and whatnot. And then it also comes with these brushes that you could clip right on here. And the same thing with here if you wanted to get into something a little bit deeper or into grout for the shower or whatever. Interesting little assortment kit. And you can see it wasn't bad price-wise, and So that's pretty interesting. Okay, so in closing, my thoughts on that Black & Decker battery drill. You know, I'm not crazy about all battery drills, but I mean, they have their place. They definitely do. But that one's a nice one. I got to tell you, for the price point, it's very affordable. It's lightweight. It's easy to handle. It's got plenty of torque. It's my girlfriend loves it. She's been using it already, and it's a nice drill. So what do you think? What do you think of the drill? What do you think of it? And hope this helped out. If you had any questions, thanks so much for tuning in. We'll see you again on Friday. Take care now. Bye-bye.